We just announced on, I guess, High Media announced this today. High Media is the biggest network, the biggest ad network in Europe. They're a public company based in France, about 500 employees, thousands of publishers all across Europe. And today they announced that they're going to move their entire business to the Appnexus platform. And we are incredibly excited about this. This is a huge moment. And the reason they're doing this is because they realize that they have the heft and the capability to be an exchange all of their own. And that makes them the 7th exchange that we now see on a global basis. So we have Google, we have Yahoo with Right Media, right? We have Orange, powered by OpenX. We have Microsoft, powered by Appnexus, Technorati, Collective, and now High Media. And what's exciting about that is that means we have a lot more choice around the exchange world than we ever had before. All of those are different. Each of them has different specialties. If you look at what Technorati's done with social, they've said we're going to be the social exchange. Collective, we're the data-driven exchange based around their AMP product. And now we have a pan-European, high-quality exchange that we're thrilled to be part of. But I think that means a lot for all of you because now you have a lot of different places to go. And when you think about the partners you use, you need to find folks who can help you really understand the differences across all of these different exchanges. There's hundreds of networks. There's going to be tens of exchanges, I think, when all is said and done. Not everyone really has the scale or the capability to run an exchange on their own. What we will see, though, is that because of the slight differences in how these things work, you're going to have the ability as a publisher, I'm sure there's some content producers here, you're going to be able to negotiate a much better deal with these exchanges and find one that really represents the right fit for what you do. For everyone else in the room, let's just say, you're going to have a choice of a lot more places to go find the media you want. So I think this is a really big deal, and it sort of marks the increasing scope and complexity, but also it broadens the amount of inventory available in Europe significantly. Microsoft, we'll talk later, I'm sure, about this. They're almost done with their European rollout of the Microsoft Ad Exchange. It's been very, very successful. We've seen great results. And for all of you marketers in the room, those are two really important channels for you to look at. So not just the Google Ad Exchange, but also specifically High Media's and Microsoft's Ad Exchange as places to go find content. I think Collective's either launched or launching theirs in the UK as well, too. So this is a big moment. I'm very pleased to be part of it. Now, finally, we're at the Ad Trading Summit. Now, ad trading is very different than ad buying or ad selling. And I was talking to Kieran last night, or yesterday morning, I guess, and I was thinking, like, does this mean there's ad traders? Is that a job you can go apply for? I'm sure there are jobs there. But I was thinking a lot about what it really means to be a trader in this ecosystem. If you look at the city or in Wall Street, you have people whose job all day is to watch markets and really try to understand what's happening. Understand, what's going up, what's going down, what works, what doesn't work, which strategies work. Maybe that's a big, complicated spreadsheet. Maybe that's a high-frequency trading data center that makes trades every few microseconds, right? But this is all stuff that I think we're seeing in the finance world. Are we really moving in a direction where trading is a part of daily life in this ecosystem? And of course, people have made the financial markets analogies for years and years and years. I'm not sure how much of that I really believe. But I will say that if I am thinking about how I want to go spend money, if I'm a marketer or a media planner, what I really want to make sure I do is find someone who can actually make the most of the money I'm allocating. And if I'm on the sell side, if I'm a publisher, I want to find someone who really understands how to trade my media really well. So I've decided that one thing this industry is missing is three-letter acronyms. We just don't have enough, right? And I really think it's time for some new ones. I'm tired of the ones we have. So I'm going to propose at ATS London a new three-letter acronym, the Ad Trading Specialist, or the ATS. Yes! Yes! Yeah, we need another. Again, Kieran has my back at the bar because I named it the ATS. So my thesis is this, that almost everyone needs to either be a buyer, a seller, or a trader. And that everyone who's not actually a media planner, and by the way, media planners can be traders too, and so can publishers, but my thesis is that everyone in the middle, you've all seen those complicated industry diagrams, everyone in the middle is really trading media. That all the different folks, you can be a buy-side focused trader, you can be a sell-side focused trader, you can be both. That everyone in the middle of the market is trading media. And there's a lot of expertise that goes into this. Right? I think we all, when you're a technologist like me, you think, well, the computers will rule the world. And maybe they do, and we just don't know it. But I think the truth is that there's a lot of expertise involved in really being good at trading media. And this expertise is represented by all these companies. One great example here in the UK is Infectious. They've done an amazing job over the past few years of being one of the first to adopt the exchange idea, building expertise, building tools, really going deeply with their clients to understand how to make this work. And this is actually exactly what we're seeing happen across the entire market. And there's many others now who are adopting these technologies, and I think that's the kind of folks that will be the leaders in this next phase of evolution. So, question for all of you. Who here is an ATS? I'll see a show of hands. That's pretty good for an acronym that's now 5 minutes old. We've already got like 20% penetration. That's pretty good. So, if you're not an ATS, the real question is why not? Is it because it doesn't make sense? Because not everyone has to be a trader. But do you know who the best traders are? And if you look at the trading desks that we're now seeing inside of holding companies, I think that's a great evolution. I think that proves that everything we've seen in the past 5 or 6 years, from ad networks through SSPs and DSPs and TLAs and all this stuff, it all comes down to the same point, which is there's expertise here and a capability here. Now, I'm not sure if they're the best at every single part of the landscape. We certainly see a lot of companies emerging that have unique technology that makes them better, potentially, for certain things than an in-house trading desk. And also, we've seen cases where the trading desks do an extraordinary job of delivering for their clients. And so we're going to see both of those work really well. And I don't have any particular bias. But to me, they're both ATSs. And that as ATSs, we really have to figure out what technology and what technologies do they use? So I've got another ATS for you, which is really ad trading software. So what's the software platform that these folks use? And I think there's no more than 50% of the actual execution that software can do here, but building tools for these folks. Anyone here can name an ad trading system for Wall Street or for finance? I couldn't think of one. So it's not a very glamorous space, let's just say. You know, it's not one that's going to get you up on the news all the time, building software for trading. Appnexus really is an ad trading software company. And so I'm not sure what we do is glamorous. A lot of people ask me, what do you do at Appnexus? And I say, well, if you were an ATS, you'd know, because we build the world's best ad trading software. But if you're not an ATS, we probably don't really matter to you. We have a bunch of partners all around the world. Infectious, High Media, Mexad, Banner Connect, Microsoft, all these folks. We have 100, 200 clients or something around the world now that you can call to get incredible execution on a campaign, or who can help you monetize your inventory better than anyone else in the world. But Appnexus, we're just the intel inside here. We power that. And our software is incredibly good at helping traders really see what's happening in the market and maximize it. But ad trading software is something that is relevant for all of you, because if 25% of all marketing in the UK is done online, this kind of stuff, and in search there's SEM software, in display it's ad trading software, this is actually what's making decisions for you. There's nobody in the room that can actually make 100,000 decisions a second. It's just too fast. In fact, it takes the human brain 80 milliseconds even to process the information in and out to make a decision. These computers, on average, at Appnexus, we make decisions in 30 milliseconds. That's literally faster than a human can perceive information. You can't stop your car in 80 milliseconds. All you can do is see that you need to. And it takes 400 milliseconds for you to actually hit the brakes. That's how fast we're talking. So I can serve an ad faster than you can brake your car. I'm not sure that's actually that impressive. But this is something that humans can't do. And so we really are relying on systems to do our trading for us, to make decisions, or at least enact those decisions that we're making. And so that's actually a really interesting thing to think about through the course of the day. We've got some great speakers coming later on. And as you listen to everyone speak, think to yourself, what does this mean for me? What does this mean for a trader? What does this mean for the various players in the ecosystem? And how can I pull this in as something that will really influence delivery of campaigns or influence the way I monetize my inventory? Because I think that's really the fundamental question. And that question hasn't changed in many, many years. You know, I was talking to Kieran, he said, man, this old way of selling media is 150 years old. What gives? Well, it works. You know, people actually are pretty good at selling advertising and buying advertising. And the goal isn't to take the people out of it. The goal is to give people new tools and new markets where we can pull together all of this liquidity into one place and make excellent decisions on behalf of our constituents, whatever they are. And so that's the final piece here, which is ad trading success. So today is all about this. It's about figuring out how to use these new technologies, work with these new companies, these new sources of data, and really be successful, to find and create that success. And so I'd encourage all of you, both as you listen and as you go out into the bar fight, which I'm now greatly looking forward to, you know, think about this. How does all of this work for me? How does this make me more successful? And what can I do to really help drive that success home for everyone in this room? Because I suspect that the rate we're going next year, we'll need a place that's twice as big, because this whole space is going nowhere but up. Thank you all very much.